the GPCR aspect, when you realize that, opioids are related to opioid receptors, how was that realization where you went from, 30,000 feet view to the molecular aspects of it? And then we can talk about obviously your research.
That's a really interesting question. I like it. So I would say it happened slowly. I would say that, in my master's doing the review on opioid addiction susceptibility, I certainly got familiar with, the mu opioid receptor encoded by OPRM1 and the different, variants that are pretty, commonly discussed, like the A11G, and also, other dopamine, DRD2, various different genes that could be involved in that. And so then I kind of came to associate, okay, I knew then that all abused opioids bound to the mu opioid receptor, which is, induces all of like everything from, the clinically beneficial effects of analgesia or pain relief, also euphoria, and then also the potentially lethal effects of respiratory depression. And then, that was the only opioid receptor I thought about until my PhD. And then now, I'm surrounded by people who work primarily on the delta opioid receptor, or, some people are working on kappa, and, not too many people work on the nociceptin receptor yet. I know that's, has been kind of the understudied stepchild of the opioid receptor family. But yeah, I think I really only considered the mu opioid receptor up until maybe, even a little bit into my graduate school, I would think. And now, I think about them in relation to the whole family of receptors. And for a lot of other compounds, particularly in endogenous opioids, they're dirty. They bind to not, to several different ones, some more than others, but they can bind to, almost all of them, depending on which endogenous ligand you're talking about. So then it's, now I really feel like I have an appreciation for it as a family of receptors, and not just the one that, I cared about for longer. So I would say it's been a slow journey.